teams in it I didn't even know existed.
I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points?
I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Greetings. Happy Thursday. That's a happy Thursday to you all. Hope you all had a nice Wednesday night. Man, this is definitely going to be a losing week. I think I've dug too far of a hole. There are still 4 days remaining in the week, but man, I mean, I did win a couple bets. It wasn't like a complete shit show, but dude, coin flip games at the end. I mean, Texas plus 4.5 in overtime. God damn. The Wizards. I mean, I'm sure with all the basketball on tonight, not many of you were watching the Wizards-Blazers game, but I watched every minute. And and the last couple minutes of that game is like, I wouldn't say like bad beat or anything on Wizards plus 6, but completely like, oh, I can't believe the game fell like that. Like easily could have covered. And damn, I did get the Pacers. I got a few. But I lost more than I won, that's for sure. So let's get that turned around. Obviously, losing weeks happen. It's can't let it get to you. It's all part of it. That being said, when you're in the middle of it, it's not a lot of fun. Yeah,
I feel like I'm finally getting things to go my way. Like Kentucky winning that game, like I would have never got that the last like couple weeks. It seems like so. Like it finally feels it feels good to get lucky. I should say. How's that?
Oh, you weren't watching.
The Jews.
I was just watching the Pump Fake show. They started at like 10:15. And they were talking about the Kentucky-Oklahoma game, and Trevor went like on a rant. He was like, all these people bounce back for Kentucky, like talking all this shit. And they were like, dude, they won. Well, he cashed his Oklahoma bet. And he was like, as if like the people like Kentucky bounce back. That's a lot. You would think Kentucky got beat by 20 points. By the way,
not to mention that like Oklahoma shot like lights out from 3 in the second half, and they still lost. That tells you how bad they are.
Yeah. Good teams win, great teams cover.
It's Thursday, so it's not the most loaded college basketball. I loaded up a bunch of games. I mean, if you guys want to pass, just no big deal. First one is Samford VMI. Wait, VMI is catching 9.5? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I would lean taking the points here. Just because this is kind of like the biggest game left on their schedule. I mean, this team isn't really good at all, but they have played decent competition their last 2 games, and Samford hasn't really been over. I mean, they've been really good. There's no question about that, but they did play this team at home, this BMI team at home. And I think it was like 11 or 12. Again, Samford is by far the better team, but I lean VMI. The chances of I bet it are slim to none.
Trevor?
Yeah, same. Agree with everything he said. They got Samford on deck here, but they're playing Samford, but Samford's got Greensboro on deck. That'll be a huge game for them. Way more than VMI will. So I think VMI can get up and hang in this game. I don't think it'll be pretty whatsoever. You're going to hate every second of it, but I think VMI can at least lose this game by like 8 or 9 points here. So I would be inclined to take the points, but I will not be betting this.
Someone in the comments says Trevor looks like Tim Lincecum. Like, yeah, maybe if Lincecum
he's a goat.
A 5-year OxyContin addiction. I don't know. So let's go to the next.
Oh, that comment today from Western, he said like Moda's the pharmacist that won't fill my Vicodin, and I thought that was so funny.
That was funny. Robert Morris, IU Indy. Obviously, if you're the type of person that likes to bet on the storylines, you look IU Indy here. Their bus just exploded and burned down. Dead ass.
No, I should be laughing.
Yeah,
at that,
no, but everyone's all right. No one got hurt.
Yeah,
but
everybody's cool.
But they lost.
They lost all their gear and shit, though.
Yeah, so they lost all their belongings, the players. But I think they got hooked up. Like I think Trevor actually, of course, Trevor follows IU Indy on Twitter. on their show, he pulled up, and apparently, like, the players just got like a shipment in, all brand new shoes and brand new bags and all that. So they got hooked up. They're good. But crazy emotional event with IU Indy back home catching a big number. It's just tough You got to bet against a team that's 22-7 against the number? That's just crazy. You guys know me. I'm an IU Indy guy through and through, so I'll put it up.
I mean, Trevor, this number is pretty short, right? I mean, this is not an exaggeration. Didn't Robert Morris beat them earlier in the year by 50?
54 to be exact.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I was wrong. My apologies. I mean, I
know Trevor's on IU.
I lean IU Indy. I mean, Robert Morris has been very good, and they win by margin almost all the time. I mean, they had a little bit of a slip up against Northern Kentucky, but besides that, they've been pretty much winning by 3+ possessions every time they play. So, I think this line is extremely short, to be honest. I would assume we were catching probably close to 8, maybe 9. I definitely lean IU Indy on a suspicious line. That's for sure.
Trev, you're on IU Indy too?
Yeah, they lost by 54 earlier this year. Robert Morris basically has the conference locked up. Cleveland State does have 2 more games left, so they, in theory, they could pass them per se. But I don't think Robert Morris loses this game. I think IU Indy gives them a hell of a game. And, the jungle will be rocking. It'll be packed. People are going to come out to support the team, especially after everything. It's their last home game. I think IU Indy has plays above their heads tomorrow, and this is going to be a tight game. They might be live, but I will take the points for sure. I'm going to sit and wait on this line, though. I think
I was just about to say the same thing. Yep.
Or if it sits there, I might take money line because I'll love it even more.
Juice is asking, does Robert Morris have the conference locked up?
They're up 1 on Cleveland State, and they also beat Cleveland State. So I believe it's basically locked up. They split it with Cleveland State. So Cleveland State's got
they're still playing for something.
They still have Purdue Fort Wayne on deck, or not on deck, but left on their schedule, which isn't a guaranteed win. That's for sure. It is at home though.
What about the Fighting Blue Hens?
Man, this team, Delaware's. I don't even. I'd have to look to see what my win-loss record with this team is. Probably not that good.
I know. I remember you won a bet with Delaware.
I did. It was actually recently, too. I just can't remember exactly when it was. I can't remember exactly what it was because I feel like I bet this team all the time. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Charleston, Trev? Like, they seem to just kind of win games, like just continue to win games, even though that I don't really feel like they're that good. But again, in the context of the CAA, I guess. But I think Townsend and UNC Wilmington, and I think William and Mary is just as good as them too. So I don't know. I lean Delaware here with a big number, but I don't know. Delaware's pretty bad themselves.
Yeah, I'm not saying Delaware's anything to be scared of. Excuse me, but Charleston has won by margin twice since the calendar flip. They beat Hampton January 2nd by 27, and then you have to go back to January 25th. They beat Elon by 14. Otherwise, every game's been within 8 or 9 points. They do have Campbell on deck. Campbell's the game that would mean more. Campbell's like a spot or 2 back in the conference here. So, and Charleston, I'm just not a huge fan of. I know they're off of a loss, but they don't like close games out. They don't dominate teams. Like, this is a talented roster. They just don't show up. So I like Delaware here. I'm close to betting it. Personally, I think they're going to be able to hang in this game, but it's not my favorite of the day. I can tell you that much.
Also, just really quickly with Charleston, because I did kind of look a little bit deeper into this game. Like, they haven't even really been winning games convincingly at home either. They Elon took them to overtime. They won by 3 in that game. North Carolina A&T, who's way worse than Delaware, they only won that game by 3. The other home game, Stony Brook, who again, just like North Carolina A&T, absolutely terrible. They only won that game by 6, I think it was. So they really haven't. Northeastern 2 by 2. So they haven't even won by margin at home. So them being at home doesn't scare me either. I'm done.
I put Delaware up for me. Obviously, I don't know shit, but what they were saying sounds cool. As far as the Matthew Rock says, Delaware sucks, always fade. Seibert, who, by the way, went 5-1 tonight. Nice night, Seibert. He's on Charleston minus 8.5. Top 20 Louisiana says Delaware's 2-8 against the number in their last 10.
Charleston can't be much better if I had to guess.
They're due.
No, they're 2-6 in the last 8. He said that in the next message.
Oh, nice.
On to the next one. UNC Wilmington against your very own Campbell. And I don't understand how Campbell's catching points at home. I thought Campbell was one of the better teams in the conference.
because UNC's the one of the only teams that are better than them in the conference.
Oh, really? I mean, I guess they're that much better to be laying 3.5 on the road.
Yeah. I mean, they're 2.5, 3 games better. Yeah. So yeah. Trevor, you can go first on this one. This one kind of has me kind of conflicted because Campbell's kind of let me down recently, but I do think this is a really good bounce back spot for them. But I don't know. UNC Wilmington just continues to fucking be really good.
Yeah, I've been torn on this one. Wilmington is coming off that. They were dominating, then they were down 10, and they came back and won by 9. So they did exert a little bit of effort against who did they play? William and Mary. Last game here. Campbell, they need this game like blood. It's their last game at home. Desperate spot here, but they've been going in the wrong direction. They're 1-3 in their last 4, and their one wins Delaware by 5 on the road. They gave up 91. So, I mean, their offense hasn't looked incredibly good outside of that game. They put up 58, 50, and 67. And they put up 50 against NCA&T. Like, they've kind of hit a wall. So, I'll pick Wilmington here. I know Wilmington needs to get these last 2 games if they want to have a chance at conference, but that would require Towson to drop some games. So I don't think they're going to win the conference, but there's still a path to get there. I don't think they're going to sleepwalk it. I'm going to dive into the gross number here and take Wilmington 3.5.
Wilmington 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games on a Thursday, according to Top
Beautiful.
Points.
You can put Wilmington up for me, and the only reason I say that is because I did lean their way against William and Mary in another line that we thought was a little bit weird, and they came through for me, or at least short. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm putting Campbell up.
You like the Camels?
I don't know, I guess. Detroit Mercy money line.
Here you go, Trevor. This is your Super Bowl. He that's the first thing he said to me and Sauce when we started the show. Did you guys queue up the Green Bay game?
Of course.
so the floor is yours.
This is a box office game right here. Detroit Mercy's winning outright.
Yeah, about that. I'm going to be on Green Bay here tomorrow.
What?
I may go to this game. They got their first win, and ever since then they
lost 2 more.
Oh yeah, but did you see the scores of those games? They went to Bob Morris, lost by 9. Bob Morris, number 1 in the conference, and then they went to Youngstown State, lost by 4 as like 14-point dogs. So after they got that win, they've played much better. Detroit Mercy has fallen off the face of the earth. They're terrible. Not that Green Bay's any better, but they're terrible. They've lost guys with injuries. They're on the road, and not to mention, Detroit beat them earlier this year. We've got a revenge game. We've got Green Bay Blizzard Night and $4 tall boys, $4 24-ounce beers at Green Bay.
Oh my God, I am freaking in. Let's go.
Hold on.
Points.
It's minus 3.5.
I'm aware.
Yeah, this team's terrible, and they're laying 3.5. You kidding me? Let's lock it up. I'm in.
They've been playing.
Bad.
They got that win, and they've been playing much better. Let's go Phoenix.
Toast, you're doing that?
Yeah, as soon as I heard the $4 tall boys, I was in. Done.
I might go to this game. It's at the Rest Center. It's right across the street from Lambeau. I think I'll go check out some Phoenix ball this year.
Who's the better coach team?
I'll go with Detroit because they won a lot more games this year, but they're also succumbed to injuries right now, so they've kind of just fallen flat. They beat Green Bay February 1st, and then they somehow beat Northern Kentucky, and Bob Morris. So they've pulled off some weird games, but they've also just been getting pounded lately. 8-point loss to Cleveland State, 9 to IUPUI, lost in overtime to Oakland, 15 to Youngstown. They lost by 26 or whatever the hell that is to Bob Morris, 15 to Bob Morris. So I'll take Green Bay. They're playing good, and not to mention Gottlieb just saged the whole building, the locker room, the gym. So they got good energy, good vibes for tomorrow. Laying points for a reason. Let's go.
Jen says every game they play is a revenge match, and they've only won one of them.
Touche.
I can't argue that point.
I've never seen Jen take a shot at somebody before, but that seemed like a shot right at Trevor.
You just literally took up the body bag.
Well, let's not forget last year Green Bay was borderline going to win the Horizon. I know they got knocked out in the first round, but if they would have beaten Milwaukee, they would have cruised. Milwaukee was a kryptonite. So they did lose it. They beat everybody last year. So this was a revenge tour for the rest of the league. You know, everyone's gotta come with the best team on our down year. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think we get this done. Revenge for Green Bay.
Didn't Green Bay fold like a lawn chair last year? Didn't they lose like their last 6 games?
Yeah, they were
Like
horrendous on the stretch. Yes, but that was probably because Noah Reynolds was getting calls from teams, and Sundance had already gotten call about Wyoming. So.
Let's talk some Elephants ball. Purdue Fort Wayne at home. 6.5 is kind of.
Did you just call them the Elephants?
Yeah, they're the Elephants. The first time we did a game with them like a couple of years ago, I looked at the logo and I was like, "What do we got? Like the Elephants?" So they're just always the Elephants. Because I was just looking at the logo. I didn't know who it was. Northern Kentucky plus 6.5.
I actually do think that I'm intrigued by that side. I will say that. I do think that Northern Kentucky has a little bit to fight for as far as seeding goes in the Horizon League. They can still get up into Oakland's spot. And they've been playing a lot better. I mean, some of those wins have been against bad teams, but only 2 losses since the month of February have started as Robert Morris and Milwaukee. And again, Purdue Fort Wayne has been really good, but they've also lost 2 of their last 3 games. Obviously, both of those teams are much better than Northern Kentucky. I don't know about Youngstown State's much better, but they are a little bit better. But I get that this game's at home, but it is also that weird 5.5, 6.5 number in college basketball, which makes me a little bit more comfortable taking the road dog. So I lean Northern Kentucky here. I think they've been playing much better, so to be catching over 2 full possessions is worth a look for me.
Juice is on the Mastodons and the over. Top 20 Louisiana men.
Also, this line is Ken Palms on 9, so a little bit different.
Purdue Fort Wayne 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 home games on a Thursday.
Oh, thank you.
Well, everything's is due positive regression here. So I like Fort Wayne here. They've lost 1 game at home all year, and that was to Cleveland State, who was at the time number 1 in the conference. They're sitting at number 2 now. So I'm not too worried about it. I think they get up, they roll. This is their last home game too. Then they got to head to Cleveland State for a revenge spot. So I think they get up, they beat Northern Kentucky. Not to mention this is also a revenge spot. They lost by 1 in overtime earlier in the year. So I like Fort Wayne's offense at home, final game. I think they get it done. Northern Kentucky has been playing better as of late, but Fort Wayne at home has just been a whole different monster.
I'll put Northern Kentucky up, but I don't know. Let's move on to the next one. Oakland, Milwaukee.
We're just loving the Horizon League today.
Dude, there's not many options.
No, I know. I don't mind the Horizon League. It's one of the better I think it's one of the funner mid majors to watch, personally.
It's crazy. The tournament's awesome too.
Yeah.
It's madness. I love the tournament.
All right, Mark. Mark Jacob says, I'm watching this show butt naked. Love the content. Oakland's on the road here. Plus 5.5. Isn't Oakland supposed to be like the best team in the conference? Plus 5.5?
No. Robert Morris is the best team in the conference. Cleveland State's right behind them. Oakland's like middle of the pack. They're right behind what's their faces? The Elephants, I think, is where they are. I don't know about you, Trevor. I don't really know what to think about. I was going to say, I don't really know what to think about Oakland, but I do think that they're the right side. The only thing that bothers me is that they really slaughtered Milwaukee the first time that they played. And now Milwaukee being at home and Oakland just continues to play all these close games, 2 of their last 3 games in overtime. I don't know, man. That 5.5 number kind of scares me, but I feel like Milwaukee should be the side.
I'm on Oakland.
Yeah. I like Oakland here as well. The 5.5 number I absolutely despise.
What is
Milwaukee?
Guys, like? Why are you guys such freaks about 5.5?
It's a weird number, man. Like if I could go back and look at historical data, it's not good. Like you're asking like I don't know. You're going from like 2 possessions to 3 possessions.
What do you mean? Like not good? What? Not good for the underdog?
A favorite.
Not good for the favorite.
Oh.
Like obviously it hits. Like I've hit on a couple 5.5s this year, but I try to avoid betting 5.5 favorites. But
They're also it's also in that number. I'm sorry to cut you
No,
off,
you're
Trevor,
good.
but it's also in those numbers where if you get two teams in that 5.5 to 7 number in money line parlay, it's around even money. And I think that's where, I just think that the books kind of know that anyway. And that's these teams that are 5.5 point favorites and 6.5 point favorites tend to lose a lot more. I truly believe that.
It sounds like some witchcraft voodoo shit.
Yo, it's not just me. I didn't know. I wasn't talking to Trevor before this year, and we both said that. So it's not like it's some conspiracy theory.
No,
Moneyline Mac hates that.
I know.
I've heard you all you college basketball freaks
Right.
talk about this 5.5 shit. I don't know.
I'll have to figure out a way to go back and look at the historical data of 5.5.
There's I can send you a couple sites where you can download years of data.
All right, perfect. But yeah, I like Oakland in this one. I know they beat Milwaukee earlier, but Oakland doesn't foul. They will get killed on the glass more than likely. It's just what Milwaukee does. They dominate, but Oakland already beat them and comfortably. They don't foul. They're a better offensive team. They shoot free throws better. I think a lot of people might be expecting like a revenge spot from Milwaukee, but I think it's a little too many points. I think Oakland hangs in there. I think it's probably like a one possession game. I think Oakland's going to be live to win the game, but I haven't had much success with Milwaukee this year. So I'm gonna lay off, but it would be Oakland or nothing.
The legend of 5.5 has been told since Jimmy the Greek days, Kyle. Jen says she's been tracking since February 1st. Not a big sample, but plus 5.5 dogs have covered at 58%.
Ooh.
I'm intrigued. I'm going to pull the data. I know the exact site. And I'm going to silence this voodoo shit once and for all and show you there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a number.
Remember when you tried that with the island rims?
What are you talking about? I was not disproved on the island rims. That's
Oh my!
I think they all went over but 2 games.
I know. We're just gonna move on.
One season, dude. I'm blindly
it's not
betting.
one season.
Yeah, dude. I'm blind. This island rim shit. I'm blindly betting unders next year. When is the next island rim shit?
No, it's coming
Maui.
next year.
When's that?
Have you seen the
beginning of
roster
the
for
year.
Maui?
Not off the top of my head, no. I think it's not as good as this year.
Nope. Everyone's going to the Players because they make money there.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's the new one, yeah.
Bullshit.
At least that one's in Vegas. At least we can go watch. That's always a fun one. Anyway, go ahead, Kyle.
Cleveland State, Wright State. Cleveland State's the better team, but Wright State's a short home favorite. You take Wright State here.
I agree. Actually, Cleveland State started off the year extremely hot, and since the calendar hit flip February, they really haven't been the same team. They beat Milwaukee at home. They killed Milwaukee, which is kind of surprising because the only other team they've beat since the start of February is Detroit Mercy, and they're coming off a game in which on the road in Oakland where they went to overtime. This is going to be their 3rd straight road game. I think the line tells us all. Not to mention they have Purdue Fort Wayne on deck. I just hate the spot for Cleveland State. I hate everything about this game for Cleveland State. So yes, Wright State 100% for me.
Jen asked, what's the site with historical data? Well, the one I use, there's collegefootballdata.com, and it's open source. It's free. And I don't know the basketball one offhand, but I'm pretty sure the same creators have a basketball site. I just don't know the name of it offhand, but collegefootballdata.com, you can go and you just like click the drop down. It'd be like 2021 and just download an entire CSV file for the entire year. If you want to see like how 4-point favorites did, or you can go to one of those SQL, whatever. I forget
that Labs or whatever.
What is it? Is it SQL? Yeah. One of those sites.
SQL.
Yeah, like Killer Sports or Give Me the Dog, and you could do it that way as well. So, Trev, Wright State across the board.
Yeah, Wright State across the board. They've lost 3 straight. They're at home laying points. I believe this is a revenge spot too. Yeah, it is a revenge spot. You got what's her nuts? Cleveland State 3 straight road games. I think Toast said this will be the 3rd straight. Then they head home for the last one. So I think this line tells all, and I'll be on Wright State. I'll just take the money line at 1.5. I'm not going to take around.
Same here.
I'm laying the 1.5 because I don't live my life scared.
You don't live in college basketball world enough.
I'll tell you, there's a weird one tomorrow. What is it? There's another 1.5 line. You can get shit. Who the hell is it? We were looking at this earlier. Greensboro and Chattanooga. Absolutely awesome game. Greensboro's laying 1.5 minus 105, but the money line's minus 140.
Damn,
Makes no sense.
Wait, what's
Game's
the
gonna
line?
end up
What's the line?
-1.5, money line -140.
No way.
Yeah, I'm staring at it on DraftKings.
Should be an arbitrage opportunity with something like that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Rutgers,
Anyway.
Michigan in the big house or the big court, the big court, whatever they call it. It's the big house.
The big house.
Yeah, but it's not the big house.
True.
But it's near
It's
the
the
big
water.
house. It's in the same vicinity.
Yeah. It's where people take shits and showers.
Scarlet Knights outright.
I agree. I don't even know if you were talking shit or not, but
No, dead
I
ass.
don't think
Michigan's not good.
I was going to say, not only do I not think Michigan's good, I think they are the luckiest team in the country. And I'm not saying that because I lost my Nebraska bet. It was like a half unit, whatever. But if you go back and look through those games, I wish I had the Twitter tweet. Joe, I think it was Joe Jackson that covers the Big Ten that posted about it. But I mean, look at their games: 3-point game to Rutgers, 3-point game to Ohio State, 2-point game to Purdue, 3-point game to Indiana, 4-point game to Oregon, 3-point game to Rutgers, 4-point game to Penn State, 4-point game to Northwestern, 3-point game to Minnesota. I mean, all they do is play freaking close games. So I don't know. I mean, and they're off a game where they got completely lucky and only scored 49 points. Do I think they bounce back and probably score some points at home? Yeah, but they don't play defense, and they're playing a Rutgers team that has two guys that can score. So I think the over is a good look, and I think that Rutgers is a play here too, playing desperate because Rutgers finally won 2 games in a row now, looked really good against USC, scoring 95 points. I know that was at home, but they also scored 89 points on the road in Washington across the country. So I think their offense is starting to look better right now. So, yeah, I will be on Rutgers for sure.
Couple trends from top 20 Louisiana in the comments. Rutgers 6-3 against the number in their last 9 Big Ten games. Michigan 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 home games. If you're a trend guy, you're on the Scarlet Knights here. The Juice says Scarlet Knights with a lock emoji. I don't think I've ever seen Juice send an emoji before, so he must really like this one.
Calm down, Juice.
G says Rutgers money line. Yeah, I mean, plus the points money. I can't bet it. Rutgers is a New Jersey program, but yeah, Rutgers. Trevor, do it.
Yeah, I like Rutgers the 9.5 here, but I also like Michigan's team total over. I may just do a little reverse correlation parlay. I mean, Rutgers plays no defense whatsoever.
So hold on. If you like Michigan's,
Trevor.
if you like Michigan's team total over, and you like Rutgers to cover, then just take the over in the game.
That's what I was saying. You're getting a little cute, Trevor.
No, I don't bet game overs. It never goes well for me.
Yo,
ever.
it's the same thing.
I'm telling you, if I do, it's gonna go way under. I'm telling you.
But then you're not going to – okay.
Trevor's afraid.
I'm not
If
saying
parlay hits, the over hits. It would be better for you mathematically to add the over because I don't think one hits without the other.
100%. I'm scarred. I'm scarred.
Leaves and
1,000% scarred. Yeah, I mean, one way or another, I'm not going to bet them both. More than likely, I'll probably just bet one. But Rutgers has given up 85, 75, 84, 90, 73 in their last 6-7 games here. Like Michigan coming off of that Nebraska game where nobody could hit shit. I think they scored a lot of points here. But I don't really believe in Michigan to cover a big number here. They're way too turnover prone. And like you guys said, Rutgers has been playing way better lately. I don't think Rutgers is going to win the game because Michigan, they just got a scare and they're definitely alive to win the Big Ten yet. But they're going to need some help with Michigan State dropping a game, which would have been nice tonight. But Michigan still got something to play for. I think they're going to bounce back off of a terrible performance. But double digits is a bit much for my liking.
Agreed. 2 games left. Next up, San Diego's on the road in Pullman. I mean, I feel like I can't even. I mean, I feel like the right thing to do is to play Washington State off that embarrassment. That was the Saturday. For those of you that bet Washington State, and I'm sure a lot of people did because we were all on Washington State. A lot of people in the comments liked Washington State. They got their asses beat. And it was embarrassing. I saw they were down, I think, 30 at halftime. So, I mean, no one is going to want to be laying 12.5 with a team that just looked like that.
I am. I'm laying it with the Cougs. First of all, as far as San Diego goes, really just haven't figured things out at all. They're kind of lucky if they play a game within multiple possessions. So I do think that this 12.5 number is warranted. And you have Washington State that, yeah, they haven't really looked good in their last few games, but they've also played Santa Clara, who hit 23 threes against them. Whatever. They lost to Gonzaga, then they lost to St. Mary's. They got kind of lucky against Pepperdine. But again, I think that after playing those three teams, coming home or playing at home against the San Diego team that really is playing for absolutely nothing left, I think this is a great spot for Washington State to kind of get right. So especially with the fact that they kind of have their new coach here, that I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas pedal at all. So I haven't bet Washington State yet. I was kind of waiting for the line to look at the line, but I will probably be betting them.
Yeah, I'll put up Cougars as well. Trevor, any reason to try San Diego out here?
No, I did get cute with San Diego. Who was that against? I think Oregon State. Yeah, it was Oregon State. And they were catching like 14 or something, and they snuck it out by 10. But they, more often than not, they get routed on the road. And like you said, Washington State, often embarrassment. I think they kind of put it on them. And Washington State's also lost, they've lost 8 games in the last 9 or something, and now they're laying 12.5. Like, I get San Diego's not that good, but 12.5 is still a lot of points for a team who's lost so many games. So I think it's pretty telling. I'll take Washington State, but I'm not going to bet this one. But I don't want to get cute with San Diego anymore. That shit it sucked. That was a sweat.
We got John Laffey in the comments dropping his top bet. His best bet of the day is Southeast Missouri State -1.5 on the road at SIU Edwardsville.
Simo.
Last game up.
Yeah.
And the fact that Portland is laying points to Pepperdine is so disrespectful to the Wave.
I mean,
you don't think Pepperdine's the better team?
At home.
I was gonna say
I'll go head to head then. You guys should take Portland.
Again, they're better at home, but these teams are, mere equals. And Portland is 2 games better than them in the conference standings, or maybe even 3. I don't know.
So -2.5 should be free then, right?
I don't know about that. I don't know about free, but they have been pretty decent on the road. Given the context of who they are and who they're playing in the conference, but I don't know. I would lean Portland here. They have been playing much better. They've won, I think, 5 of their last 7 or something like that. So, I would lean Portland here. Pepperdine just absolutely terrible.
Well, I'm on Pepperdine. I'm going to bet this one. Seibert's on Pepperdine. He went 5-1 tonight. Action Jackson's on Pepperdine. Yeah. Whoa, what do you mean -3? Seibert, it's +3 with Pepperdine. You don't need to be laying points. We're catching them. We don't need to give them anything. Grabenz is on the over here. Trev.
Portland's up to 3.5, I see now. So it's moving. I don't know. I'd go with Portland or nothing. Portland has been playing pretty good lately. They did beat Pepperdine by 20 on the road, so I guess you could argue it's a little bit of a weird line, but they've also followed that up with an Oregon State win, beat LMU, and then they went to St. Mary's. They didn't get embarrassed. They lost by 13 at Colorado, which, that's respectable for a Portland team. And then Pacific, they beat by 8 on the road. Now they're back home where they've won their last 2. I like Portland. I think what the hell are they?
Pilots.
Team? Pilots. Thank you.
Wow.
I think they. Yeah, I know. Shame on me. I think the Pilots kind of cruise to victory here. I think they win this game by like 7 or 8 points. But do I want to bet them? Probably not. Probably not. But
I'll be betting this one. In fact, this is the only bet I think I'm definitely going to take. Pepperdine.
I wouldn't. I don't know, dude.
Pepperdine at home is really good.
And Portland beat them handedly earlier in the season.
I'll give you that.
I love that. Love that kind of shit. All right. That's it. So tomorrow is Thursday. So normal 4 p.m. midnight. Same old. Tomorrow's not a loaded day. I think there's only 5 NBA games. So not a crazy day. We'll get back on track. Friday, we'll have a big NBA show. And then Friday night, the Pump Fake guys do their 4.5-hour marathon.
Marathons.
For Saturday. So I've actually crushed. I was just looking at it. I actually crushed back-to-back college basketball Saturdays. Like I went 9-3, and the Saturday before that, I think I went 8-3. So I'm kind of a Saturday demon. Just saying.
Saturday's been nice. I know me and Huffer have like 3 of the last 4 Saturdays. We've had like 61, 62% at least.
Yeah,
but that one Saturday I didn't it was ugly.
Yeah, you guys fire shots too. I was like pumped. I went 9-3. Huffer's like, I went 27-24. Like, Jesus Christ.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
I think he fired like 80 bets last Saturday.
It's crazy. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Hit me up at the Discord if you need me.